Yes, it's finally here. It's England versus Germany, a historic fixture at a sold-out Wembley Stadium. I've got an all-star lineup. This is our Euros. A big welcome to episode 3 of our Euros. Now, before we get into the massive game at Wembley Stadium, I've got to introduce my top-tier lineup. We've got Katie Zelem, Izzy Christianson, and Laura Coombs. Now look, the Euros have reached the final. It's England versus Germany, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the tournament so far, how have you found it?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. I think I've just seen again and again on social media about records being broken, whether it be goals, attendances, and that's all you can ask from a home Euros, really. We
all saw Ian Wright on the TV talking about legacy. What do you think we can all do to keep pushing that message?
I just think the visibility is everything. The broadcasting deal for the domestic league and the WSL is amazing. But like football fever's going around the country at the moment, and just long may that continue. And there's also a World Cup next year, so we've got a year now after this tournament's finished to really capitalise on how much excitement's been felt across the country.
How big do you think the moment will be if at 7 o'clock Sunday England are lifting the trophy for the Euros?
It'll be crazy. I think you can see now it's not about men's and women's football, it's just about football in general, and people are singing It's Coming Home. And I was at Box Park the other day and there were loads of lads, boys, like cheering England songs, watching England women playing, and a few years ago you never would have thought that would happen. Like, you've seen such a range of fans down supporting the girls, and I think for me that's what's been amazing. Like, the girls really have inspired the nation. It's not just little girls now that they're trying to focus, but you see little boys with Millie Bright's shirt, whoever's shirt they've got on, and I think that's what's amazing to see.
And Millie Bright, I don't know if you've seen all the tweets going around about Millie Bright heading things.
She literally will head anything though, so it's not a lie.
Now, you've all donned the England shirt. When you look at this team, what do you feel?
They're just the top at the game at the minute, and great to think that we've been a part of that, played a part of that at some stage, and just proud of them.
Now, the last few days, It's Coming Home has been living rent-free in my head. Like, every sort of 10-15 minutes, I've been saying it to myself. So it's easy to forget the other teams who have played in the tournament. Have there been any standout players for you?
Yeah, I think for me, Bon Mati, she's like really dictated the Spanish midfield. I think she's like our Kira Walsh. She links the defence and the attack, and any time you watch her, she just oozes class.
I'd say again another Spanish player, Caldente, on par with Bon Mati, especially in the England game. Like, she played I think 3 different positions all game. She was class.
The Spain team, for much of that game, they'd probably have finished and thought we could have got through there. Obviously, England's depth and class came through in the end. But do you think they'll be the most disappointed team not to be in the final of this tournament?
Well, on par with Sweden, I'd say. I think Sweden definitely could have gone on to win it, but something just didn't quite work for them this tournament. Yeah, of course, Spain in the context of the game against England, but we're not complaining.
Okay, so you're obviously with the team the whole way up until the Euros. Were you a bit reluctant to watch it, or is it just get behind the girls and support the team?
I think obviously the initial feeling of when I first wasn't selected was hard, but I had time away and was able to go on holiday, so when I come back it was about supporting the girls, and not only the teammates, there's some really good friends too, so it's nice to be watching them, and especially some of my United teammates, seeing them shine. Yeah,
and your United teammates have been flying. Obviously we have to give a mention to the Russo goal. What does it feel like seeing them doing what they're doing and seeing Russo with the mediocre celebration but the good goal?
That's Russo's celebration all over. It's so nice to watch them. Like, Mary obviously was in the setup before and had a difficult time with the national team, so to come back in and to be given the confidence by Serena of wearing the #1 shirt, and she started every single game and pretty much every single game leading up to the tournament, and then lesson 2 making a huge impact from the bench. I think they've made history for themselves in coming on. Tooney's equalising goal against Spain and Leslie's back heel. I think football's about taking your moment, and all 3 of them have definitely done that.
And from Manchester United to Man City, Kira Walsh has been probably my standout player in an England shirt. Do you think she's gone under the radar in the WSL, and this tournament has put her on the map?
She always does. I think it's the goal scorers that always get the headlines. Yeah. She does all the hard work, and this tournament she has really stood out though, and it's great to see.
So at Wembley Stadium's completely sold out. How do you see the game going?
I think it's going to be a high energy game. First 15-20 I think it's going to be really cagey, and I think that's when the crowd are going to start to kick in, and I mean, England have got the backing of nearly 90,000 England fans in the stadium. That's going to be such a boost for them.
Yeah, honestly can't wait to see how many Germany flags manage to sneak into the stadium. They're probably going to be right in the heavens, about 10 of them. 2 different playing styles as well. What do you think is the biggest threat to England with the way that Germany play?
I think for me, England need to make sure they start strong. I think if you look at some of the previous games against Sweden and Spain, they probably could have been a couple of goals down early doors for Mary Earps' great keeping or a solid defence. But I think it's important that England are like aware of Germany's threats in that they'll get around the ball so quickly. Like you've seen them against France, who were so aggressive, and that's something that England need to be able to handle and rise above as the game goes on.
And from an England perspective, which of the German team or Serena will have targeted as danger areas on the pitch?
I think the obvious one's Alex Popp, the captain, striker. She's had an amazing tournament, but I think the danger with focusing too much on her is that there's other players around her that can also pop up. So I think you
Pop up, I like it. It's good.
I didn't even mean that. But no, I think they've got McGull, Svenja Huth as well, part of the front 3 who are just world class in their ability on the ball. So if you focus on Pop, the other 2 will turn up as well. So I think England needs to be really secure, tight, keep the units tight, and give Kira Walsh a lot of support in defensive midfield area.
And you mentioned Pop, it's not just a major final, there's also a race for a golden boot. Pop versus Mead, who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, Meado's got 5 assists.
I know, she's flying.
Yeah. For me, 6 goals and 5 assists in a European finals is like unheard of. So if she doesn't win it, she'll be very hard done by.
Wow.
Desperate for Pop not
but
to
then
score.
Again, Pop scored in every single game, and that's like never been done before. So maybe give them both a trophy. You know
Both deserve one. But you look at the England defence, conceded 1 goal all tournament.
Mary's in for Golden Glove too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be bringing it into the training ground every day. I reckon,
God.
if she wins.
She'll have it framed, bringing in.
Is there anyone in the England team who has been a surprise for you this tournament, who you think has really taken the opportunity and taken it to another level?
I would say everyone has taken their game to another level. The standout in terms of improvement and a player who's found another gear is Rachel Daly. I think she's playing out of position. She's not a natural left back, and she's come in, and arguably Alex Greenwood had one of the best seasons she's ever had in the WSL. To keep Alex out of the starting 11, that says a lot for how well Rachel Daly's performing.
And with the depth that England have got, Serena's got a load of headaches, but perhaps the only big one for the final is, does she go with our greatest goal scorer Ellen White or does she stick Russo in? How do you guys see that one going?
I mean, I've known Serena for a little while now, and she likes consistency. I mean, it doesn't take a brainiac to see that. For what has it been, five games she's kept the exact same starting 11, so I mean, I think it'll be a pretty slim chance that she's going to change it for the final, but who knows, maybe a mix-up's on the horizon.
Well, if it's working, keep it, and
Yeah,
Russo's been so effective off the bench. Now look, before we finish, got to go to it. Score predictions for Sunday. What are we saying?
I'm going to say 2-1 England.
Who's going to score? Got any goal scorers?
We need Mido.
Mido.
We need Mido for one. And I'm going to say Russo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
To take the golden boot, or is Pop getting the other one?
Well, Mido's going to win because she ain't getting that many assists.
All right,
so
cool, yeah. So 2-1.
Pop can have one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to go into extra time, and I think it'll be 1-0, and I'm going to go Mido.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm going to go 3-1 England.
Oh.
And I'm going to say Millie Bright's getting on the score sheet off a corner.
Got to be a header.
Yeah. Germany are
Driving
weak on set pieces, I'm telling you.
Is that an area you think England should be targeting?
I think it could potentially, if the delivery's good. It's a shame Zell's not on the corners, it'll just go straight in. But no, I'm feeling a Millie Bright goal, off a corner or set piece.
Well, look, we've not said it too much, but going to say it, football's coming home. This has been our Euros. Make sure you follow the PFA for all the content, and again, it's coming home.